So this is about Epstein being a product of his environment, like they try to say we are part of our environment with the crime in our community that basically was placed there. But think about him being a product of his environment. You know, he older than me, so when he was coming up, all they had was a Catholic church. He probably was a clergy boy, or it ain't funny, but you know, he probably the priest's best buddy or something. You know, it probably happened to him. You know, like Clinton said, you know, in his little letter to him having that childish way about himself, always looking to seek new children. You know, I'm like, wow, pedophile ass Clinton. He came up with a real. Just read his little quote he sent to him. Some of them quotes that people sent to him for his birthday. But you got to believe that he was a product himself of molestation. You know, how did he come up? You know, he got the brother alive. What he talking about? You know, was they called back to the priest? Because them priests, they ain't like none of them up. You know, they've been raping kids for centuries. That's how we got all these interesting people running around out here trying to be special. You know, want to pop their fingers, shake their neck, got rainbow crosswalks, all types of other stuff. But he definitely had to be a product of his environment, just like a lot of them. And then Obama, you know, clearly he a product of the same thing, because now he talking about every little boy should have a gay mentor. Why do you need a gay mentor? I ain't never thought growing up that a gay dude was somebody I need to hang out with on an extended basis. They ain't want to do nothing. I remember having gay friends. They ain't want to do nothing that I wanted to do. Nothing. They didn't want to climb no garages, play chase, and I didn't want to play fuck them up on football and pile up on a bunch of niggas. They was good for that, but you know, any of the other stuff, none of them gay kids was into any of them things, you know. So I don't see what a gay man could bring to a little healthy heterosexual boy. I don't know what kind of nothing. I can't think of nothing that he could bring to the party that would be something that you know, that would help me in life. Nothing. Not one thing. I can't think of nothing. You know, maybe Obama could give us a little list since he think it's such a great thing. You know, pull up his bootstraps and pin a little list to see, you know, we could check it out. But I still would like to know what happened to all the Epstein kids. Where they go? Let's talk about that. Where's all them kids at? Did he take a list? Was he taking inventory as he took them in? You know, he taking names, or he just changing their names like Platt, like on 12 Years Slave. You know, your name is Platt. That's your name. You don't care what their name was. Take your panties off and bend over. You know, what's really going on around here? You know, because they had that one picture where they show Epstein with some little kids. Them little kids looked so scared, like they were scared to talk. Kind of how Justin Bieber looked in that Diddy picture when he was standing next to Diddy, looking all like they scared of this motherfucker monster, whole monster. But I really would like to know what happened to them Epstein kids. You know, and ain't nobody said nothing about none of them. Where are they at? You know, when they doing all these scoping out the you know, different parts of the earth and finding old civilizations up under buildings and stuff, like they found some kind of hidden room up under Biggie's house that wasn't in the plans. Why don't they run that island and see what's up under that island, what's up under them buildings? Where all them kids go? You know, what the brother know? That's funny. How the brother don't know his brother was a master molester? How he didn't know that? Why he ain't locked up? Yeah, put the little shoes on him and see what he got to say. This is crazy, and all they worrying about is a list. I don't care who was there. Where them kids go? How many of them was little girls? You know, well, I'm sure they had to be little girls, because, you know, Hillary, like, you know, she probably liked the little girls. She didn't want no little boys to play with. So many people. Beyonce was on there. You know, what the women was doing. I said, they having little freak shows or what? I hate to be curious in that way, but inquiring minds want to know. Man, Speed Quarterman out.